We have innovators coming together. We have 5 presenters who are going to be pitching their concept. That's what we're doing through this, trying to identify some fairly low-cost projects, low risk, and yet pretty audacious concepts that perhaps would not be funded without the district funding for this. And so giving them a chance to actually prove their concept, take it to the next level, is an exciting thing we can do here. But beyond that, we have a room filled with innovators, people who are going to be inspired and then make a project better because of how they interact with this team.
Why a Catalyst Innovation Lab? It's a lab, right? Are you getting the lab vibe here? In this case, the experiments have to do with catalyzing a mission movement, specifically multiplying disciples or multiplying congregations, because that's what we're all about here in the Texas District.
Today we're presenting on Front Yard Friday Extraordinary. It's something we've been doing for a long time. Our goal is to be in our front yard and to reach our neighbors with the love of Jesus. By choosing to be outside in our front yard, we're creating opportunities for interactions and connections with everyone around us, with the people around us, our neighbors.
So much fruit that's come from this. We've seen our church grow from this. We've seen people be baptized out of this. We've seen people asking good questions about who God is. We've been able to speak the gospel to people because of Front Yard Friday. We've seen so much fruit coming from this just through authentic, genuine connections and relationships that we've built.
Round Rock Food Fort is not another food bank. One thing that makes this ministry unique is our relational model.
The title of my idea is actually not my title. It's called Round Rock Food Fort. Food Fort is a replication of a ministry that's in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so I thought, why not replicate that in the Round Rock area? And it's kind of like a dining room on wheels, a mobile dining room, if you will. And they take it to underserved neighborhoods where there's children who might not have access to reliable adults, might not have access to other food pantries or things like that. They form relationships with them. They have the same volunteers every week that build relationships, kind of using food as an avenue to gain access to their deeper needs. When you don't have that support system, the world can be a pretty hopeless place. So we're here to bring hope into the neighborhoods.
Camp Lonestar and their Catalyst grant request is $10,000.
We get to represent Camp Lonestar. I serve as our director of programs. Phoebe here is our community ministry specialist, overseeing our day camp program. And our hope is to restart a program that we've had at Lonestar previously, but is our mobile base camp where we get to take a Christ-centered, adventurous experience on the road to kids and youth who wouldn't otherwise be able to have that camp experience.
The idea is that we would be able to take a trailer with some of our activities that we get to provide at camp and take them to churches in areas in need, to kids who wouldn't be able to, maybe because of location or finances, get to come and to camp and experience, but be able to take our ministry on the road, take a trailer with those activities, and then provide like that day camp experience. So we'd start out, we would have counselors, our own staff would come and provide that leadership, and then we hopefully would have some volunteers from the church or whatever organization we're partnering with to help us in that as well, and kind of walk alongside our staff to kind of get trained and led so that when we leave, they can hopefully continue some of that on in the future.
Something that I've noticed over the last few years, especially in my own household, is how much video games have just been immersed in our culture. The ministry idea I have is called Level Up, and it's a gaming community that centers around the activity of video gaming, which is just growing exponentially in our culture and our day and age with young people, and it uses that time that we spend playing games to also talk about what it means to follow Jesus. So it uses it as a tool for discipleship. We have 4 connection opportunities. We have in-person events. We have our live stream. We would have pre-recorded episodes that go out weekly, and then also online parties of gaming together. And so that's the goal, is to do live streams, to do episodes, and incorporate into everything that we do video game, following Jesus and what that looks like.
Our congregation sits in a transitioning neighborhood. We're currently about 65% Hispanic. And that's not the people that we have been. And so we're looking for ways to reach into the community. Soccer has been a blessing. Last summer we offered for the first time a soccer camp. We had about 100 kids come on campus. We have this Grace Football Club, but that's really not our goal. Our goal is that they become a faith community. We want them to come to know Jesus as their personal Savior. We want them to treat one another in such a way that community is developed and that life is better for all the people who participate. And the goal of this project is to help transition from just a football club into a faith community, and so that's what we're working towards.
I say give them all of it, and then we'll come back and ask that question again later.
Back to what you said at lunch, though, too, does this help us then create excitement for the future?
Oh, I don't disagree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm okay
figure it
giving
out.
5.
Yeah,
I'm okay giving him 5, because that's what he asked.
Because they've decided they want to go do this, but have they supplied us evidence yet that the need is there and that the ask is there, the invitations are there?
So I prayed a dangerous prayer this morning of making our job difficult, right? I said, make our job difficult. And you guys did that. I am proud to say that we are going to be able to support Round Rock Food Fort with $17,000.
We got asked out to minister for the trailer, but we want to start you guys off with the $3,000 so that you can start outfitting that trailer.
God is at work. New worship services are happening. Wands and More is invested. Football clubs are happening, and it is a joy to offer you $10,000.
$5,000, bud. Hey, let's get this thing going.
We agree to share and give you $5,000 for your.
The cool thing about today is every project was funded. Now in the future we may not be able to do that, but there was a little bit of bargaining going on behind the scenes, and our panelists were going up to different presenters and saying, okay, could you get away with this much money, or what if we did this? And by the end of the day there's some bartering. There was a trailer that was granted as a gift to one group from one of the parties that was at the event. There was a bus that was granted to another group that needed one, and so those didn't come off the bottom line of the grants that were given. They were just extra bonuses, kind of like the loaves and fish that suddenly showed up at this event. And I think that was the cool thing about this event.